Hello everybody, today we are going to install LineageOS on the OnePlus 13. Let's start with installing Homebrew on the terminal, and we will run the command brew install android -platform -tools. Press enter and it will start installing. To check if it was installed, run adb-version, and it shows me the version over here, 25.4.0, and the next tool that we'll need is fast boot, so fast boot version. And it says version 37.0.0. That's all good. Right now, on the phone, open settings, then to about device, then version, and tap the version number 7 times to enable developer settings. This will let us do many cool things with our phone, including enabling USB debugging. So we go to System and Update, Developer Options, OEM Unlocking on, and USB debugging on. Say OK. We can close settings and plug our phone to our machine.
Disclaimer: flashing custom ROMs, unlocking bootloaders, and modifying your device can be risky and may void your warranty. Follow this guide at your own risk. I am not responsible for bricked devices, data loss, boot loops, damaged hardware, or any other issues that may occur during or after the process. Always make a full backup before proceeding.
Now in the terminal, run adb reboot bootloader. On the phone there will be this prompt to allow USB debugging. Say allow from this computer. Allow. And now run the command again. The phone screen will turn black and it will boot into the recovery menu. Once we are here, we will run fast boot devices on the computer. If it shows an entry like BDD 9513 fast boot, you're good to go. Let's run fast boot flashing unlock. And on the phone it shows this very scary prompt, but all we'll have to do is press volume down twice when it's selecting unlock the bootloader and press power. The phone will restart and all the settings and data will be erased, so be very careful. It will show this Chinese prompt, but nothing to worry, that's just the resetting. Okay, the phone is booting. So let's skip through the setup. Once you're in, you can raise the brightness, and we'll do the same thing as in the beginning. Open settings, about device, version number 7 times, developer mode, back, system update, developer options, OEM unlocking is grayed out because we just unlocked the bootloader, and enable USB debugging. Now, on the computer, we will again reboot to the bootloader with adb reboot bootloader. If that message appears, unplug the phone and plug it back in. And again, allow the prompt and run the command again. And now the phone will again restart to fast boot. Now it's time for the fun part. We're going to install LineageOS. Here is Chrome, and we will go to this link over here. Link is in the description in my GitHub, and download each file. Once they are all downloaded, open the terminal again and go to your downloads with cd downloads. Use ls to list all the files. If you see everything, all good. Now we will run the command fastboot flash boot boot.img. Boot.img is the partition that helps the phone boot into the small Linux kernel that it has. Next, we will flash the DTBO. The DTBO is the device tree blob for overlay, and it lets Android's bootloader apply a hardware-specific overlay so the kernel can boot correctly for the specific phone. For us, it's the OnePlus 13. Next is the init boot, so fastboot flash init underscore boot init underscore boot.img. Init boot is Android's first helper that wakes up the phone after the kernel starts and turns on the rest of the system. Next, we will flash vbmeta. vbmeta is the Android security check file that tells the phone whether its system files are trusted before booting. And finally, we'll run fastboot flash vendor boot. And vendor boot gives Android device markers their own startup files, kind of like extra drivers, to work with Google's standard kernel. This one takes a little longer. And now we will run fastboot reboot bootloader. It will just go back to the same screen, but we need to reboot so it reinitializes everything that we've flashed. Okay, now that that's done, we run fastboot wipe super. Super is a giant storage bucket that holds several Android system parts, so updates can resize them easily without wasting space. And now we're wiping it because it's still dirtied with some OxygenOS stuff. After wiping super, we will run fastboot flash recovery.img. Enter. And this one is big. It's a bigger file. That's why it took a little longer than the rest. And we'll wipe super again. And now on the phone, we will press with the volume keys and go press recovery mode with power. If you see this screen with the LineageOS icon over here, it's all good. Press factory reset, format data factory reset, format. Back and run apply update, apply from ADB, unplug the phone and replug it. This is a little quirk I found. And now on your computer, run adb-d sideload and the LineageOS file. So for me, it's this. It's the big zip that you downloaded over here, this one. Enter. And now we wait. When it reaches 47%, it will look stuck in the terminal, but actually now it's really flashing LineageOS. When this message appears on the phone screen, you should press right now, no. Now it finished, so press reboot system now. If you see this loading screen with 3 dots spinning around, LineageOS is booting and everything was done correctly. The phone screen will start really dim and you can raise the brightness when the setup is done. And the setup is complete. You can now raise the brightness and disable auto brightness. Enjoy LineageOS! If you want to go back from LineageOS all the way to OxygenOS, what we just left from, here's how to do it. On your computer, go to the website danielspringer.at. The link is in my GitHub repository. And here, pick your region. For me, I will say EU. And then I'll download the top leftmost file. Once the file downloads, you can open your file explorer and double click the zip to unzip it. Once it unzips, you can open the directory, and if you're on Windows, double click this file and follow the instructions on screen. But if you're on Mac, open my GitHub repository, which is the link in the description, and go to the releases and download this file and save it inside the unzip directory. Okay, when that is done, open your terminal again and list all the files and change directory to this regional hybrid flasher that you just downloaded. You can clear the screen if you want, and ls-al list all, and the sh over here has no executable like these over here. So we will do chmod plus x and then regional flasher macOS underscore macOS.sh. Enter. And now you can do a point / and the name of the file and press enter. As you see, it's waiting for any device, and that's a fast boot message. So we'll run Ctrl+C to stop, and we'll go on the phone, power it on, and open settings, about phone, build number, tap it 7 times, go back, system, developer options, and then go down till USB debugging and say allow. Now let's try running ADB devices. Nothing. So let's try unplugging the phone, replugging it, and say always allow, and run it again. Great, it's attached. So we'll run ADB reboot bootloader. And the phone will reboot to fast boot. Once it reboots, you can run that previous command about the regional flasher. Press enter. And the script starts, automatically flashing OxygenOS back on the phone. This will take around 10 minutes to flash, and then you have OxygenOS again. Press English on the phone and press enter. If it shows waiting for any device, unplug the phone and plug it back in. And now the script is going. If there are any errors on the above screen, do not boot in the system as it says over here. But most of the time there will be no errors, and if there are any errors, don't reboot, or else you can brick your phone. Just run the script again and it should be fine. Say yes if you want to wipe data, and then press format data on the screen. Type the code on screen. For me it's 6511 and say format. And press enter on the terminal. And that's the script, it's done. Data formatted. And the phone will reboot. If the phone shows this loading screen, then that's a good sign. It's booting into OxygenOS. And here's the setup. You can skip through it or set it up normally if you want to. And it's all set up. Here it is, OxygenOS from LineageOS. If you want to lock the bootloader again, I'll show you how to do it. So open settings, about device, version, and version number 7 times. Back, back, system and update, developer options, and go down and say USB debugging. Okay. Unplug the phone, plug it back in, allow, and on the computer adb reboot bootloader. When it rebooted, run fast boot flashing lock. You can always unlock it later. And press volume down 1, 2, and then press power once. And now the phone will again restart and wipe all the data. And then your bootloader is locked and your phone is back to stock, fresh, just like new. And that's it. OxygenOS locked with the bootloader, and it's all back and new. Lock bootloader, and it's just like new. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.